Now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Everywhere.
Can you hear me now?
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Good.
Yes, right from your Android or iPhone. Download the Radio Cayman app now on your Android or iOS phone.
The Radio Cayman app
is where you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go, we go. Everywhere we go, we go.
Find it in the Google Store, the Apple Store, or use the link at www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Yes, now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Wednesday, the 23rd day of March 2022, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, be you a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you again to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember that the life you save may just be your own, not counting the others that you may save as well by observing the rules of the road. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday. And we understand that Miss Sharon Hides is celebrating a birthday today. Although Member of Parliament, Miss Barbara Connolly, celebrating a birthday today. Miss Jean Solomon also celebrating a birthday today, and you would have heard her voice a few shows ago when she called up on For the Record as well, giving kudos to the Health Services Authority and their staff there. And also, these birthday greetings are coming from Miss Phyllis Jensen. But you know what, folks? She is also celebrating a birthday today, Miss Phyllis Jensen, and she's always sending birthday greetings out to everyone else. So, Miss Sharon Hides, Miss Barbara MP, Miss Barbara Connolly, Miss Jean Solomon, and Miss Phyllis Jensen, we want to wish you a happy birthday today. We say to you, whatever you do, you like to do it in moderation, because you want to save some for next year's birthday as well. But we want you to enjoy yourselves today. And before I go on, I just want to say that I have suggested to one of the account executives at Radio Cayman that in Cayman, years ago, people were accustomed to sending birthday greetings on the radio. As a matter of fact, I think what was it called? Radio Antilles. There's one, Quito, Ecuador. Those days you didn't have cell phones. Very few people had landlines. We didn't have landlines in the Cayman Islands until 1965, I believe it is, 65, 66, 1964, 65. We had telephones in the Cayman Islands. So people in the Cayman Islands actually wrote letters to these radio stations to either send birthday greetings to family members here or even family members who were seamen and sailing on board the vessels. And it was a regular thing for people to listen on the radio to hear the birthday greetings going out. So I suggested to the sales executive here at Radio Cayman that maybe we should look for a sponsor. Maybe one of those companies that provide whatever paraphernalia that you use for birthdays, or maybe those that make birthday cakes, or those that sell decorations and party favors and stuff like that, to sponsor it and do a 15-minute show in the morning just hailing people, shouting them out on their birthday. I believe that that would be a good thing. Now, some of you, we know out there who believe that some of us older folks that we like to live in the past, but that's not living in the past, that's living in the present, because when you're celebrating someone's birthday today, it's living in the present. Now, the way that we go about it may be different, because a lot of you will do the shout-outs on Facebook and everything else, but the suggestion that I made, and I hope that it is given serious consideration, is that we have a 15-minute slot on Radio Cayman somewhere. It doesn't have to be on For the Record, but give people, let them feel good, let them hear their names being called out, and the fact that they're celebrating a birthday. So today, it is Miss Sharon Hides, MP Barbara Connolly, Miss Jean Solomon, and of course the person who's sending out all of those birthday greetings, Miss Phyllis Jensen. She's celebrating a birthday today as well. So we want to wish you all a happy birthday. Or if you celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday to you as well. For those of you who have lost loved ones, we again want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing to you as well. Those of you who are ill and are at home, we wish you, or at a medical facility, we wish you a speedy recovery. I'm not going to call any names, but our cycling buddies on Early Breakers group, those of you who are recovering from eye surgery, we want to wish you a speedy recovery as well, and hope the doctor gives you the okay in the next few days to get back on the road. The other early daybreaker who has had knee replacement surgery, we know that your recuperation and recovery is going to take a longer period of time, but we hope to see you on the road soon as well. Like I said, not calling any names, but you know who you are out there. I also want to send out condolences to the family of Mrs. Helen Perkins in Jamaica, her husband, Billy Perkins, and his family. Helen Perkins, someone that we here in the Cayman Islands, cyclists in the Cayman Islands, met several years ago doing the Kingston to Negril ride. She was part of the organizing committee and organizing that 159 ride mile in one day from Kingston to Negril, taking the north coast, and sometimes the route would take you through the south coast and Spur Tree Hill as well. Unfortunately, Helen passed away, and she was such a beautiful, beautiful person. So again, the cycling community here in the Cayman Islands, in addition to expressing their feelings on social media, we'd like also to publicly express our condolences to the family of Mrs. Helen, Severite Perkins, Helen Severite Perkins as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they rise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Art Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open, and this morning they're really going to be open because I have no guests in the studio with me. I thought that this would be an opportune time to give all of our listeners an opportunity to call in. Those of you who have to be in your offices at a certain time, you may want to take that opportunity between now and 8:30. Of course, our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo, that toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261. And, of course, to take those calls in the studio, none other than Silver Fox, Mr. Paul Akal. So, the phone lines will be open for you to talk about anything that is fit to be spoken about on radio this morning. We just ask everyone, especially when I indicate that we have other callers on hold, to try to limit the amount of time that you spend talking so that we can give everyone an opportunity. So before we go to our commercial break, we have one caller, and we're going to grab that caller now. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. I just wanted to talk about the road closure.
Okay.
On West Bay Road.
Uh-huh.
I live in West Bay, and I often take that route home for several different reasons, and also in the morning as well. And I called someone who I thought might have the information, and I was told that the road was approved to be closed for this entire week by NRA, and that they're going to apply for an extension of the road closure, possibly until September.
Wow! And which road is this? Which road is this? Can you?
So right after the Kimpton roundabout, you take the exit like you're going to Public Beach.
Right.
But instead of going to Public Beach, you keep going to town.
Yeah.
There's a new development right there, and they have closed that section of the road. So you have to take the roundabout to cost you less. So traffic is now backing up in the mornings as well. Mm-hmm.
So you have to take the bypass road rather than the old West Bay Road.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to. And it baffles me that we could close a public road for so long for a private development. We're not talking about, them building a school or doing road work. We're talking about a private development and closing a public section of the road. And I think that sets a very dangerous precedent.
Okay. And it's closed in both directions as well?
In both directions. So it's only a small section of the road that's closed, but it blocks. Essentially, you can't use the entire section because you can't stop.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to find. I remember seeing the release that was issued in relation to the road closure. I'll try to find that and share that with the public as well. But I understand your point, as well. And for it to be closed for that length of time and then to extend it, if it is exclusively to accommodate the...
It is exclusively to accommodate that construction site.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That is concerning, and that is something that I think a proper balance need to be established, taking into consideration the needs of the construction company, but more importantly, the public the needs of the public, the traveling and the motoring public.
Like right now, I'm getting up to where the Kimpton. The roundabout after the Kimpton, right by the Public Beach, and traffic is backed up here, and traffic is never backed up here.
And there is no way, based on whatever construction is going on, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but there's no way that, let's say, the road can be open from, say, 5:30 in the morning until after the traffic has let up, let's say 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then allow them to open it then?
Yes, there is a way, because that's how they were doing it before. They were they would have, their guys out there, and they would say, put up the stop sign, like stop, and then they would let people cross and so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So if it means that it takes their construction job longer to finish, I don't really care. It's a public access.
Yes.
And that's a private construction site.
Okay. Well, hopefully, based on your call, we'll get some feedback from it. Like I said, I'll go back and revisit the press releases that were issued in that regard and give it a little bit more exposure here on For the Record as well. Thank you very much for your call. You have a great day, and please stay safe on the roads.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, the conversation with you will continue, so please stay tuned.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
In 1875, the Jamaican government passed the Wrecking and Salvage Law, directed to protecting the interest of ship owners and insurers and giving adequate redress to persons injured by the wreck. The law passed as a direct result of the wreck of 1874 of the British Iphigenia over the Boddentown Reef, in which residents pillaged the wreck despite no significant damage to the ship. Following an inquiry by the HMS Eclipse 8 days later, local magistrate William B. Webster was castigated and deemed unfit for office after the inquiry determined that he had failed to assist the protection of property and desired to wreck the ship.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm Zara. If you are students in Cayman between 3 and 16 years old and love reading books like I do, welcome to the first Rotary Central Video Book Report competition. Record your short video, no more than 90 seconds, on why you love your favorite book, what made you excited, or what made you laugh. There are lots of fabulous prizes. Too many to talk about now. For further information and sign up, go to Rotary Central Cayman Islands Facebook page or email david.rotarycentral@gmail.com. Record your book report video and send it by March 31st. So easy, so fun. The Rotary Central Cayman Islands Video Book Report Competition. Rotary serves to change lives.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Thinking of getting a hybrid but don't know much about them? Vamp Motors has 3 great reasons why you should own the Toyota CHR. Hybrids save fuel, run cleaner, reduce CO2 emissions, and even recharge their batteries while being driven. So there's no need to plug in a hybrid, making it both economical and fun to drive. And you don't have to replace your battery every 2 years. The CHR Hybrid is reliable, providing up to 1 million kilometers on the same battery and engine. Oh, and now you can save $2,000 off the Toyota CHR, starting at only $33,500.
That's way more than 3 reasons.
True, but the best one is that it's on sale now. Test drive the Toyota CHR today at Vamp Motors, Walkers Road, while stocks last.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
JN Money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money, JN Money, I go send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash, or use your money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
The Cayman Islands government is honoring our uniformed services during its National Heroes Day Award ceremonies on Grand Cayman this Friday, 25th March, and Saturday, 26th March, hosted by the Honorable Premier and the Minister for Culture. Uniformed services personnel who protect and serve will be recognized at these invitation-only events at the Agape Family Worship Center. Watch and listen to the National Heroes Day Awards presentation on Grand Cayman from the comfort of your own home on Breeze FM 105.3 Grand Cayman, 93.9 FM Cayman Bracken Little Cayman, CIG Facebook, CIG TV, cable and YouTube channels. For more information, email the protocol office on national events at gov.ky or call 244-1780.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have 2 callers on hold, and we have about 6 minutes before we go to our commercial break. So I'm not going to say anything in terms of, well, I'll just very quickly say that one person sent a WhatsApp message and agreed with the first caller that we had about the road closure, and say that they were thinking the same thing, that had the same views that the caller expressed as well. Let's go to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, OC.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, not bad. The first caller is correct about the road closure, but as the saying goes, curiosity killed the cat, right? so yesterday evening, very late, I've heard about it. And I drove down as far as the Great House, and this is at a fleeting glance. It seems not to be a road works. What I've seen going up, it's a black structure, look like an overhead pass that is being built. It is right in the area where, you know, where there was so much talk about the wall there by Harbor Heights. That is where I see now. I am no construction person, but it looks there's going to be some connection with this overhead pass somewhere. If what you can do, they can drive down as far in the day because it was no work going on at least the time of evening that I decided to drive, because that's the one how you would see what's going on. You can actually see the structure going up. But people can, I guess they can walk it if they want and see what's going on. And the advertisement, as far as I know, was not by NRA. It was by a private contractor said it was carrying out the works. But you can confirm that. So the little that I know, I'm just trying to add it, you know, so you all can find out a little bit more.
Certainly. Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Welcome.
Have a great day. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Okay, so one of our listeners also said, morning, say the road closure to accommodate the development near the Kimpton. And they say, yesterday I had to turn around there after 4 p.m., but I was near enough to see that they are now in the stage of putting in the metal frame for an overhead bridge similar to the one down by the Ritz area. So it seems as if an overhead pass is being put in there. Whether or not that's by the developer or by the NRA is another question as well, and we'll try to see whether or not we can find it. One other listener has actually sent us a photograph of it going up, and definitely one can see or can tell by what is happening at this stage that it may be particularly hazardous for traffic to be in that area or to cross under that while this portion or of the work is being done. But let's see what another listener has said. Good morning. The section by the watermark is closed because they are building a bridge across the street. It is closed for the safety of the public. Yes, it is an inconvenience, but safety comes first. We have another caller, 2 minutes before we go to our 8 o'clock news. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C., and how are you?
Good morning, I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, yes, sir. That's been going on for at least a week and a half now, and I think the West Bay public need to look more at what's going on our island, but the gas prices would hinder all of that too. But like the last caller say, you can walk it. It's a huge condominium on the seaside, in between Harbor Heights and Avalon.
Okay.
A huge one. And then on opposite side of that, it's another building. Again, I don't know what that's going to be, but it is very inconvenient. And all the callers that say those things, they're correct. It's very inconvenient for people. And you were talking about the radio was airborne air.
Yeah, Bonaire in the Netherlands Antilles, yes.
Yes.
But there was another one in Quito, Ecuador as well.
Yes, Quito, Ecuador.
Yes.
And also RJR.
Yeah. We used to listen to a lot of Jamaican radio stations, yeah.
Yes, we did. And I know I'm out of time, so I wish you all a very good day, and God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You have a great day, and please stay safe as well, folks. Top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, the phone lines will be open up again, so please stay tuned. Get your dial-in fingers ready, or if you have us on speed dial, then speed dial us immediately after the news.
Ready, Cayman time check now, 7:59. This time check is brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
Looking for better prices? You'll always find them at Foster's. Just like Charmin Ultra Soft Bathroom Tissue. 6-pack only $4.19, save $2.80. Or find better value on bubbly sparkling water. 12-ounce just $2.79, save $2.70. And Forager Organic Dairy-Free Cashew Milk Yogurts, 2 for $4. You'll find even more great specials across the island at all Foster's locations and online at fosters.ky. Foster's. Better prices because we care. Price is good until 23rd March 2022.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. The first ever caucus and cabinet meeting was held in Little Cayman on Tuesday. In a Facebook post, His Excellency the Governor says he enjoyed meeting the community while at the New Seahorse Boutique and Coffee Shop. He handed out 3 certificates while he was there to recipients and families who couldn't attend the National Heroes Day event in the Brac last weekend. The governor says Little Cayman is, quote, a very special place with a unique community and environment needing to be preserved as it is for future generations. He says his office is exploring, along with the Premier's ministry, the possibility of seeking status for some or all of the island as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Working to build up a better tourism partnership, Cayman and the Bahamas meet up. CIGTV's Donna Bush reports.
Tourism Minister the Honourable Kenneth Bryan pays a visit to the Bahamas to discuss the possibility of collaboration on tourism-related business and exchange of ideas. Minister Bryan and a small delegation made the visit last week. Here is some of what the minister had to say to university students about tourism.
The definition of tourism is talking about selling who you are, your culture, your behaviors, your land, your beauty, your natural resources. That's what tourism is. It's all about marketing.
Well, discussions were held with the Deputy Prime Minister of the Bahamas and Minister for Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honourable Chester Cooper, and his teams. Minister Bryan and his delegation toured the Port, Parliament, Airport, Hospitality School, Craft Market, and other sites while in the Bahamas.
Hundreds of agents and brokers in the Cayman Islands Real Estate Brokers Association completed training in anti-money laundering prevention this week.
In order to be successful and as a jurisdiction and to be seen as a good place to invest, we have to have sound anti-money laundering legislation in place.
Karen O'Brien from GCS Advisory is conducting the training.
Legislation is always changing. We're always improving. We always have to make changes to keep up with heightened requirements from the Financial Action Task Force. So it's evolving, and it's always evolving, so we always have to, get together periodically and talk about those changes to make sure we incorporate those. And we're basically filling gaps. It's like a software patch. We have identified something that we need to improve on, so we need to fix it.
The training is annual and designed to ensure that Sariba agents and brokers are up to date on requirements, documentation, and their role in preventing the use of real estate from money laundering and terrorist financing. Show your support for Ukraine today. All residents of Cayman are invited to a prayer meeting this afternoon on the lawns of the Glass House to support the people of Ukraine, along with Cayman's youth. It starts at 12 p.m. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has accused Russian forces of using the exclusion zone around the Chernobyl nuclear plant to prepare fresh attacks. Addressing the Japanese parliament, Mr. Zelensky said the fighting in some areas of his country was so bad that people were unable to bury relatives who'd been killed. Ukraine says Russia has agreed to allow civilians to be evacuated from 9 towns and cities today, but not from the devastated port of Mariupol. The Ukrainian government says around 100,000 civilians are trapped there without food, water or heat. The German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has told the Bundestag that the Russian invasion of Ukraine is stalling, nearly 4 weeks after the assault was launched by President Putin. He said sanctions were working. Poland says it's expelling 45 Russian diplomats after accusing them of espionage. The Internal Security Agency in Warsaw said the Russians had used their diplomatic status as a cover for intelligence activities against Poland and other allies. Russia says President Putin plans to attend the G20 summit in Indonesia later this year, despite pressure to exclude him from the meeting. On Wednesday, China said Russia was an important member of the grouping. Tens of thousands of girls in Afghanistan have been disappointed as a sudden reversal of policy by the Taliban meant schools were closed down again just after some had reopened. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com. Did you know that ValueMed Pharmacy has a free online prescription service? Managing your health and medical requirements has never been easier with ValueMed. Simply visit value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com and click the Refill Prescriptions tab on our website. Fill in the information for new prescriptions or refills and choose your preferred pickup location. ValueMed on Walkers Road or Boddentown. Then bring in your original prescription from your doctor when picking up. There's no need to stand in line and wait for your prescription. Save time and pick up prescriptions at your convenience by visiting value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Refilling and transferring your prescriptions have never been this easy. Simply go to healthcarepharmacy.ky and follow the easy directions from your desktop, mobile device, or tablet. All you need to do is pop into Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor to collect your prescription. They're open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 10 till 6 on Sundays and public holidays. No waiting in line, no wasting your lunch hour, no stress. Just easy online prescription refills and transfers from the pharmacy that has been caring about your health for 25 years. Call 947-8900 to speak to a pharmacist or go to healthcarepharmacy.ky and make life easy.
With Logic, you get more things you do want, like faster fiber internet, more TV, entertainment, and better customer service. And you get less of the things you don't want, like waiting, boredom, and disappointment. More of the good, less of the bad. It just makes sense. Or should I say, it's logical. See what I did there? Call us or go to logic.ky to find out how you could be getting way more of what's good.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning, everyone. Hello? Hello? Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, I see we have just about everyone, and of course Tom drops off, as per usual. Let's just wait a minute here. He always comes right back, and we're almost ready, and... oh, whoever's dog that is, please go on mute. Why won't it let me share my screen? Okay, looks like we're ready to start.
We're like a video conference with no technical issues. CG Britcay. Good like that.
All right, good morning, my friends. Let's take a look at your latest weather. Compliments of our friends at CG Britcay. Present temperature 81 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels like 86. Winds still out of the south-southeast at 9 miles per hour. Relative humidity 73%. Last night's dew point was at 72. Barometric pressure now at 29.91 inches and falling. Moderate to fresh winds and seas are expected over the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as a ridge of high pressure builds over the northwest Caribbean. So our forecast for today, partly cloudy skies becoming cloudy at times with a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise to the mid-80s. Winds will be southeast at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Later this evening, partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of late-night showers. Temperatures will fall to the mid-70s. Winds will be east at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. We are now in a low tide which kicked in at 7:53 this morning. It's going to be high at 12:53 this afternoon, low at 7:46 this evening. For tomorrow, high tide is at 3:13 a.m., low at 9:43 a.m., high at 2:22 p.m. and low at 9:22 p.m. Sunset this evening is at 6:36, sunrise for tomorrow at 6:26. Outlook is for similar weather through Friday morning. That's your latest weather right here on Radio Cayman.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Head east on Cove Road. Sharp left on Church Street. Sharper left. No, your other left. Did I say left? Nope, you missed it. Okay, I'm lost.
With money-saving bundling options for home and motor, we're like a GPS that doesn't steer you wrong. CG Britcay. Good like that.
Let's stop and ask for directions.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Let's quickly take a look at the traffic situation coming out of the Eastern District. Still stop and go traffic. Looking out from the east-west arterial. Traffic is crawling along that way. And of course, continuing on till we get to the Century 21 roundabout. Those going through South Sound will experience traffic.
those are thinking of going through Old Crew Road to get back onto the Linford Pearson, some delays there as well. As the Linford Pearson also backed up with stop and go traffic. Those continuing on to Crew Road will meet the similar fate of crawling traffic. Going through South Sound, getting to Walker's Road, you'll experience some free flow of traffic until midway, or you'll experience some stop and go traffic. Those continuing through South Church Street to Seafarers Way will experience some traffic and, of course, pedestrian movements with 2 cruise ships in port. So be careful of the crossing pedestrians there. Coming out of the West Bay area, West Bay Road, of course, new information coming to hand of the construction going on at the top of West Bay Road, just close to the Clinton. Be cautious of traversing in that area. Of course, take the SLE Tibbetts Highway to avoid any inconvenience. And getting to the Butterfield Roundabout, we do have some traffic there as well. As you head on to Godfrey Nixon Way, trying to get into the Georgetown area. Expect some slight delays, but traffic is moving. Heading towards the airport, very light traffic to try to catch your flight this morning time. Most streets in Georgetown getting very much busy as the influx of traffic pouring out from the eastern districts are coming in, and of course will ease up as the morning progresses. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, very minimal traffic this morning time. Enjoying the sweet life out on that side. Once again, look out for pedestrians, those on bicycles, scooters, motorbikes. Buckle up and stay safe. Your traffic report brought to you by our good friends at Subway.
Subway is serving up a special new sauce, bursting with flavor in every bite. The new Savory Collection is a tropical sweet and spicy sauce made with a combination of spices, habanero peppers, thyme, onion, black pepper, ginger, citrus juices, and molasses.
So good.
Wow. Sensational.
Delicious.
Subway's Savory Collection pairs perfectly with our oven roasted chicken or steak sub. Savor the flavor. For a limited time, only at Subway. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm Zara. If you are students in Cayman between 3 and 16 years old and love reading books like I do, welcome to the first Rotary Central Video Book Reports competition. Record your short video, no more than 90 seconds, on why you love your favorite book, what made you excited, or what made you laugh. There are lots of fabulous prizes. Too many to talk about now. For further information and sign up, go to Rotary Central Cayman Islands Facebook page or email david.rotarycentral@gmail.com. Record your book report video and send it by March 31st. So easy, so fun. The Rotary Central Cayman Islands Video Book Reports Competition. Rotary serves to change lives.
The Tuesday and Thursday edition of The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies, providing quality pharmaceuticals, medical supplies, and consumer products to healthcare providers, retailers, and ultimately the patients at a reasonable rate in a friendly, caring, and timely manner. Cayman Medical Supplies is located at number 93 Smith Road, Windward Center. Telephone 949-6211.
Calling all amateur bakers in the Cayman Islands. Celebrate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, taking part in the Cayman Islands Platinum Cake Competition. His Excellency the Governor Martin Roper invites you to submit your homemade dessert recipe to the Governor's office by April 3rd. Win a chance to have your dessert recreated for the Queen's birthday party in June. Do you have what it bakes? Well, submit today at gov.ky/Jubilee.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio because all of our guests are on the other end of the line this morning. They're on the phone lines. The phone lines are open for the entire show for you. We have a WhatsApp message that we're going to share with you in a second. But before we go there, remember I spoke earlier about the radio stations in the, I guess it would be in the 50s and the 60s. And Netherlands Antilles, spoke about the one in Quito, Ecuador. I have been provided with some information. That radio station was called HCJB in Quito, Ecuador. The acronyms HCJB represent Heralding Christ, Jesus' blessings. And I am also told by one of the late Miss Gladys Bawden, one of her daughters, that she corresponded regularly with HCJB Quito, Ecuador. She obtained books from them, material, because it was a Christian radio station as well. So I want to thank her daughter for providing us with that information. And those of you who are around our age will remember HCJB Quito, Ecuador, and the requests and things that could be sent to them as well. Paul, let's play that voice note.
Hey, good morning, OC. Yeah, concerning the road closure on West Bay Road, it's to connect the two buildings they're opposite each other on in each side of the road. They're between Harbour Heights and the Avalon, and the Trafalgar Place and the other building up above that. So they're building an overpass. They're connecting the two buildings. That is why the road is closed. Which, yeah, it's sad that, people, I guess, work time is not considered, but anyway, Mana Talks. Have a great day.
Okay, we want to thank that caller for that as well. And if you are employed by the National Roads Authority, if you're in either an executive or a managerial position, if you could provide us with any information, or any other entity who may know something about this bridge that is being built, because people are curious to know how long they can expect the road to be closed, because it is obviously affecting traffic. Now, we know that traffic usually, the majority of vehicles will use the Estella Tibbetts rather than the old West Bay Road. But there are those who are going in that area and prefer to use that road than to take the bypass, and of course it is hampering them as well. So it is a legitimate concern that road users have, and while we want to create a balance, the fact that the safety of the traveling public in that area has to be taken into consideration as well. But the question is, does the construction have to take place during that period as well? One of our listeners also wrote and said, morning, all of the bridges that we have on the West Bay Road, of all the bridges that we have on the West Bay Road, we never ever close the road like this. It was always closed at night for a period of time, then reopened. Even the Mighty Dart bridges were never closed for days. So why do they have to close this the way that they did as well? So that is what one call. And of course, to link up with this, we see that the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service has reshuffled, and they have put a new face in charge of traffic. And I will share that article with you from Cayman News Service, Inspector Andre Tahal. And he's in charge of traffic now. So I'll see if this article says, I'm sure this article won't say anything about road closure there, but we now know who's in charge of traffic in the Cayman Islands. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, glad to be alive.
It's good. And a day above ground is a good day.
It's a good day. That's what I was told, and I appreciate it. Yesterday down at Costa, when you came at Costa at 5 o'clock, we wonder why so many cars coming towards Costa, but apparently they were taking a detour when it got pretty close to the governor's residence, going to the governor's square. And then when I looked down, and I saw that they had this beam going across. So people is wondering why the road is closed. Oh, see, I feel that those two buildings down there are too close to the road. It has no proper road, pedestrian walking on the left side or the right side. And those two buildings got that road really hooked up there. And by them putting these beams over to make this overpass is what really seems to be a bit scary. And I guess they're taking the precautions with this situation. Because looking at it, it looks very dangerous. And OC, I don't know why such a small island has to have so many overpass. OC, if anything happens, you're locked into West Bay and you're locked into Georgetown. If you want to try to save someone's lives or whatever the case may be. You follow me?
Well, you're talking about in terms of the road closures, not because of the overpass.
No, I'm talking about those bridges that are being put up. I'm talking about the road closure. I'm talking about all these bridges that we are putting on such a small island, and they're all on the 7 mile and on into the West Bay area. We've got these bridges. So how many more overpass are we going to get in this island? And we not have no emergency road if anything was to happen with these overpass.
You mean like if they were to collapse or something? If they were unfortunately were to collapse. Okay.
Yeah. And it just aches my heart to see what is becoming of this island. And I always wonder how much of a ladder height that our firemen have to go to these new buildings that they're putting down at the 7th and 10th floor. What are they?
But I'm sure that input has to be when they're being considered by the planning authority, that input has to be received from the fire department in that regard. But I don't think with that we really have to invent the wheel, because we wouldn't be the only jurisdiction with tall buildings, and of course ours, the limit is still 10 stories. I don't see that as being a great hurdle that we can't overcome.
Really?
Because other jurisdictions have overcome it. We have 100-story buildings and stuff. You put sprinkler systems and stuff inside of them. That's not. I don't think that's a huge hurdle to overcome.
Okay. Well, I hope I live to see that hurdle overcome. But OC, so when all these 10th floor and 7th floor building goes up in this island, whole responsibility of the fire department to increase them to have say a bigger fire truck called the ladders and so forth and so forth. Is that going to be government responsibility?
Well, that is where government in approving these approving such things would place the additional financial responsibilities that the government has to undertake because of that should be placed on the shoulders of the developers.
Yeah, but I wish I could find out if it's really been on the shoulders of the developers, but we will never know that to a degree until the fire trucks can't do their job to put out a fire or save someone's life, and trying to throw a baby out of a 7th floor on a sheet by 6, 7 firemen holding and hoping that the sheet doesn't slip out of their hands. You know what I mean? But also, I just want to say one more thing, and then I'm gonna let you go. All of these stuff and all these extra lanes that we're putting in to the island, always getting the zigzag from lane to lane on our roads. On this southbound exit only, entrance only, whatever you want to call it. It's a real joke comparing So the line into the lane when you get further down by Hurley's, then you got to merge completely into Southtown. And then they got the big post up there saying that don't exit into Southtown, but people are still taking it, and it comes over into the right lane.
Yes, cutting in, and they're going all the way down right to the
exactly.
Yeah.
And cutting in, it's pretty dangerous. But I said it first this morning, but all these roads, extra lanes that we put in here. We need to look at our people and who's desperate need of somewhere to live and try to take that money and put a little 2x2 on their property for them. That's all I have to say this morning.
Well, but the government is also focusing on housing. We have a new housing development going up in North Side as well. So I wouldn't say that the government isn't, they're walking and chewing gum at the same time, because the focus isn't only in one area, and it appears that the minister who has responsibility for housing, while at the same time he also has responsibility for roads, he is balancing that act and ensuring that both are addressed at the same time.
So it's just North Side that's developing right now, or is it going to be throughout the whole island? Each district going to be getting so many homes? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, we know East End has already. North Side is having now. We have them in Bordentown. We have in Georgetown already. We have in West Bay. I think they're all covered. Plus the sister islands, they're all covered. Now, whether or not they're going to expand on those is another issue as well. But we have to be careful, though. Like in the States, at one point in time, the whole ideal was that everyone should be a homeowner, and I think we need to understand that not everyone can be a homeowner. There are some people who are going to want to rent or have no other option but to rent. But those who want to be homeowners, as long as the government is making that opportunity available to them. But I don't think that we should be in any way trying to force everyone to own a home.
Wow, for such a small island and such a big development that is going on a yearly basis.
Yeah. No. We have to be extremely cautious. And you hear other persons who talk about uncontrolled development in the Cayman Islands, and we have to be extremely cautious. About that. We have to. Caller, I want to thank you very much for that. We have to go to a commercial break. We do have other callers on hold. When we return, we will take those callers, so please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay.
No one can stop me when I taste the
Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Sale, sale, sale. Christian Enlightenment Center is having a 25% off store-wide sale. That's right, everything is 25% off. So hurry in today. Save on books, Bibles, water bottles, journals, and so much more. Sale is on through Saturday, March 26th. Christian Enlightenment Center, located on Elgin Avenue in the Arboretum Building. Telephone 945-1252. Opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Hurry in today to Christian Enlightenment Center and save, save, save.
System 1 loaded. 1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio this morning. All of our guests are on the other end of the phone line this morning. Today is your day on For the Record for you to call in, to express your concerns, to congratulate those whom you want to congratulate, to criticize where criticism is warranted, and of course we would welcome constructive criticism as well. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning, good morning. Happy birthday, my dear.
It is not my birthday today. I got the, guess what? Let me give you the laughter. So,
okay.
The inmates know my birthday and they call. It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
so
okay.
They're giving you a shout out from today, but I'm truly humble and grateful for all the birthday wishes, post and pre, because guess what? It's another day to celebrate life. 36 years with the Cayman Islands government, and to be able to say that I know I have given of self, and I will want everyone to understand that you must be passionate about what you do in order to live the way I live, because I'm a happy woman.
Yes, you are. You certainly are. And
we have to let our energy be something that resonates with everyone. No matter what we're going through, find a way to celebrate something. So I am saying to you, Honorable, you are, because I learned from you, Miss Honorable George McCarthy, and all the persons, Captain Dale Banks. I must say a big and a heartfelt thank you for all the people who believed in me, for the inmates, for the people on the street who felt hopeless, for those I mentored in the school for 4 years, coaching for success, for all the things that I have done. I remain humbly grateful that I can contribute. Not everybody comes in a person's country and they're able to give back. And so let me give you another one before you go. On Sunday, I got a stove and a television to give away because people come all the time. Miss Jean, we know you want to give, so I called the gentleman and he came and picked it up. And the car was not as big as a paint pan. But guess what? He packed them in and he drove and he said, Miss Jean, my TV's out and I needed the stove. So I said, how come you could ever put that in the car? He said, I learned from the Jamaican, they can put a house in the car.
And before you go, you can be like Her Majesty the Queen. You can have an official birthday tomorrow and one today as well. How about that?
You. And of course, and it's a blessing. And guess what? On Saturday, God's willing, a group of women decided that we are going to go to Magic Mike. So anything that is uncensored will not be shared. And I want to say thank you for all you do. Thank you for being so knowledgeable, so humble, and just being able to be the OC that I know you've never changed. Bless your heart. Bless all the people of this island. I'm in a very happy mood because guess what? It's a great day to celebrate life.
It certainly is. Thank you. Thank you very much. Enjoy it. And please stay safe as well.
I will continue to ask God for his coverage. And with that said, happy Wednesday to you. Happy.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care, sir.
Okay. Bye-bye now. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you, sir. Okay. In order to assist the lady that called earlier in relation to the lanes in the area of Earlys.
Yes.
I find it to be much better than it was before.
In what respect?
You can get in the lanes if you do this simple advice I'm going to give you.
Okay.
In the 2012 road code, the 2012 edition of the road code, it says there is something there that says MSM, which means mirror signal maneuver. Before you carry out a maneuver, you should check your mirror first, then you signal the intention to the road user, let them know where you got to go. So if you intend to go to South Sound, you come from east, so check your left mirror, signal the intention to the people behind you and let them know that you intend to go South Sound.
Yeah.
You carry out a maneuver if it's safe to do so.
Uh-huh.
So if you're not doing that, you're wrong. So,
But do you have any comment in relation to the fact that the distance from the roundabout, the Red Bay roundabout, to the next roundabout at Hurley's Grand Harbor is such a short distance? You have 3 lanes of traffic. The extreme left lane is dedicated to going towards South Sound. But those persons who are coming from the direction of the Red Bay Primary School are in the extreme right lane. They have to cross over. They have to go 2 lanes over to get into that lane in a short distance, less than a quarter of a mile to get into there. That's nice and convenient when there is little traffic on the road. When you have bumper to bumper traffic, then that makes it even more difficult, and that's what slows the traffic there. So unless there is a remedy to allow those persons to be able at an earlier juncture to get over to that left side, we're going to have a problem. They may have to redesign that roundabout there.
I'm listening to you, and while you're talking, I'm working out figures in my head, because when you're talking about miles, I'm thinking time distance, because right there it's 30 miles per hour, and a vehicle driving at 30 miles per hour is covering 44 feet every second. And I'm calculating to see if it is.
But traffic can't drive that speed there unless when the traffic is bumper to bumper, you can't drive at that speed. I came down this morning at what time was it? After 6 o'clock this morning, and traffic was already starting to back up. Yeah.
It's bumper to bumper.
Yes,
you're bumper to bumper at that time. So you can't do the speed limit.
No, and it's very difficult unless people are extremely generous. It's very difficult, or you have to drive aggressively, which is what people are concerned about.
Yes.
To get from that right lane to that left lane, you either have to drive aggressively, or you have to rely on the generosity of the other drivers to let you go. And that shouldn't be.
And I agree with what you're saying. Well, I think what you're saying is correct.
Okay. So do you think then that they may need to do something about the roundabout further up in the Red Bay area to get that traffic over to the left lane earlier? I know people will be extreme if you were to block access to that roundabout there and force everyone to have to go up to the Christa Tomlinson roundabout and come around. Then I think we are only moving the congestion a little further back. Whether or not that is a good thing or a bad thing, we don't know. When they put the 4 lanes further, the additional 2 lanes going east in on Rex Crichton Boulevard, you're going to end up with more traffic as well. I think we. Sorry, go ahead, caller.
Before I answer you, I would have to do a test on it.
Okay. All right.
A test means a time distance.
Mm-hmm.
And before I can really truthfully answer you.
Okay. Well, I'll give you that as food for thought, and I know welcome you to call back on another day, and because I enjoyed having these discussions with you, because I know you know what you're talking about. I'm going to ask you to leave us there so I can grab another caller, but give that some thought, and please come back to us on that. Thank you very much.
Yes, God bless.
Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, OC. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, hanging in. OC, just real quickly, there will be a prayer 1 hour service right nearby you there at the old glass house today, 12 till 1, and praying for the war that is going on in the Ukraine, and also for the young people of the Cayman Islands. Or see, I was talking to some young people a few days ago, and very, very intelligent young Caymanians, young teenagers, and they were telling me, they said, I don't want to leave home because it's all I know, but I can't get no work. What I want to do, I can't get to do. It no work for me. Everywhere I go to apply, they tell me that I'm not going to experience. So what I must do, sir, I got to go somewhere else. When I say, if I travel somewhere else, they're not going to ask me for no experience. They can hire me. Or see, I can't remember what year you went off to this U.S. I think it was in the 80s you left.
No, I left in 1967.
Oh, okay, you went for early. Okay. Yeah, 1967. Well, I remember those years when we went to work here in Cayman. They didn't ask you a question. They tell you, come tomorrow morning, let me see what you can do.
Because there were more jobs than there were Caymanians. But you know the funny thing about that is, we have the same situation now. There are more jobs than there are Caymanians to fill them. We know that. That's why work permits are being issued. The problem that we have, caller, this day and age is that a lot of the persons who are considering Caymanians for jobs are not Caymanians themselves, do not have Caymanians at heart, and some of them, when they do get Caymanians into their organizations, because for some reason or the other they have to have them there, they make life and work extremely difficult for them so that they don't stay there. That's where the problem is.
I agree with you, OC, 150%. Once they find that you're a Caymanian, they bully you, they do you all sorts of stuff that you get discouraged. But now in my time, when I used to work, I always would tell them, because we had that issue a little bit as well. But I used to tell them, when you going to collect your check, I done cash mine. In other words, that meant to tell them, I'm not going away, so you can do what you want to do, because I'm not leaving. I got to rub it with you.
Okay.
But the part with ROC, according to the callers this morning about that 7 mile.
Okay, very quickly, because we got people queued up. So this is your third topic now, but go right ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll call back later, OC.
Okay.
I need to talk. I'll call back later.
Thank you very much. Let's grab another caller before we go to a commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Very good, yourself?
I'm fine, thanks. Minister.
On the road, Red Bay. The new lanes. The ones coming out from the Prospect Primary School area.
Oh, my apology. I just now, sorry, I got the wrong voice there. Sorry about that. But you got a promotion. I hope you get the salary as well.
Okay. Yeah, on the Prospect area, Red Bay area, new lane. The traffic coming out of Red Bay Primary School area and so forth. They don't have to go to the extreme left to go to South Sound. They can stay in the middle lane.
That's true, and go. Yes, you're absolutely right. Yep.
Because when you get to the next roundabout now, which is Hurler's roundabout, you have the option to go into town or to turn left,
right,
go into South Sound.
Absolutely right. So you would stay in one of the two left lanes then. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to go to the extreme left. So I don't think, from traveling that every day and seeing it, I don't think that what is done is bad. I kind of enjoy having that lane to get into South Sound because it's a dedicated lane then from those coming from Thomason Roundabout area and Old Prospect Road and so forth. They have an option to go South Sound or to go into town as well, because then they would have to get into the middle lane to go into town.
Right.
So if people was to use the road properly, and that's the key word, use the road properly, then the traffic issue would be a lot less than you're having.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But everybody is trying to cut into in front of the next one without even proper indication. And that's where the issue is falling down.
So, you're absolutely right about that. And the aggressiveness, I mean,
yes,
there's very little space between, let's say, you in your lane and the vehicle in the other lane, and they just shoot right in between, in between there. It is so dangerous, so dangerous.
It is very dangerous, very dangerous. So, I just want to put that out for a little bit of clarity.
Yep.
And also the West Bay Road issue. I think that with the construction going on, Arch and Godfrey is the contractor.
Yes, someone provided me with that information. Yes.
I think that they're taking the added precaution rather because they have the alternate road rather than making it dangerous for anybody. Because even at night, I mean, they can work. Put down their tools in the day on that part of it, but the danger is still there if it's not connected properly.
But it doesn't have to be for the whole day. Just during the peak hours. The peak hours. The National Road Authority does that when they're working on the roads as well. But
this is overhead, something that could fall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you suspend the work during the peak hours. If it's for 2 hours, 3 hours, or whatever, you suspend it to allow traffic to flow, and then you close it off after when there's a dribble of traffic going through.
I see that part of it too, but let's say something isn't fastened in place properly when the peak hours arrive. It could be a danger of something just accidentally falling.
Yeah, no, that's what they have, planners for, and they can plan it.
Things happen. I mean, but I think that's the reason that they chose to actually close it is because they have the alternate road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you.
I don't think it's going to be closed till September. Because they said it was for I think 2 weeks or whatever it was.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still trying to find that correspondence.
Yes.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you. We do have a caller on hold. We need to take the commercial break, though, Paul. Folks, please stay tuned. Caller, hang in there. We're going to be back very quickly from our commercial break, and we will take your call.
Thinking of getting a hybrid but don't know much about them? Vamp Motors has 3 great reasons why you should own the Toyota CHR. Hybrid save fuel, run cleaner, reduce CO2 emissions, and even recharge their batteries while being driven. So there's no need to plug in your hybrid, making it both economical and fun to drive. And you don't have to replace your battery every 2 years. The CHR Hybrid is reliable, providing up to 1 million kilometers on the same battery and engine. Oh, and now you can save $2,000 off the Toyota CHR, starting at only $33,500.
That's way more than 3 reasons.
True, but the best one is that it's on sale now. Test drive the Toyota CHR today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road, while stocks last.
JN Money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money. JN Money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash, or use your money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Hi, I'm remodeling our bathroom. I have a few questions.
Sure.
What are some ideas to make my bathroom feel larger? How do I know if I'm picking the right vanity? How do I choose a new toilet or a new countertop? Also, the lighting is terrible. Can I put a window or a skylight? And do I really need an exhaust fan?
You've come to the right place. At Brand Source, we custom design kitchen and baths, and our talented design team can help answer your questions. Whether you're looking for a modern, functional family bathroom or a luxurious personal retreat, we'll help create that beautiful space that makes your home yours. And if you're in a rush for a new look and have a limited budget, our ready-to-install bathroom vanities, built with solid wood and countertops of the finest materials, are a quick and easy remodeling solution.
For the very best in custom-designed kitchens and baths, visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, Cayman's Kitchen and Bath Center.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
For the Record with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the Record with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Going straight to the phone lines as promised because that caller has been extremely patient. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you doing?
I am blessed and highly favored beyond measures.
Great, great. Good to know.
I just want to touch base on what you were saying regarding the way Caymanians are treated in the workforce. You are so right. You hit the nail right on the head. I spoke to the deputy premier a few weeks back regarding the same situation. How can we go about in getting a harassment and discrimination law and enforced with hefty fines and jail imprisonment? He says, reply to me, it's there. It's just not being enforced. Who's to enforce it? Who is supposed to enforce it? That's what I would like to know, because it has been happening to us Caymanians for so many years that, I mean, they forces you, they hire you, not just to say they hire Caymanians, turn around and enforce you out so they can say, oh, well, we tried Caymanians and it didn't work out, so therefore we need to apply for work permit. But the situation with the work permit holders is that they can do them whatever they feel like, work them like a horse and pay them whatever they feel like, and they're still grateful for whatever pay they get. That's the difference between Caymanians and a permit holder. Another issue I wanted to touch base on as well is the situation with the schools. I would really like to know who was the mastermind person behind, or people behind combining our middle school with our high school. Because and look at the chaos it is causing. I was one of the first group of students that went over to the middle school from Georgetown Primary School. We didn't have this kind of chaos. We didn't have it because we were not mixed with high school students. We were prepared to go into high school at middle school. You cannot mix high school students with primary school students. It's just not going to work out. So something needs to be done. They need to go back to the middle school and then stepping over to the high school or going up to the high school. But the two set of students, it isn't going to work. Of course, you're going to find bullying. Of course, you're going to find fighting. You're going to find, which I know in every situation in school you would find a fight now and then. But good God, not like what we're having now these days in high school. They need to look into it and try to find a solution, which the solution is separating them how it was, put the system back how it was, middle school and then on to high school. Kids take time to develop. You cannot put a kid that is learning to adapt with kids who have already adapted. It's not going to work.
Yeah, it is a challenge. And how long has the system been in place like this?
I'm really not sure how long it has been in like this, but a couple of years well. But I mean, common sense and the blind bat teamers can see that it's just not working out. I've heard of parents who removed their kids and put from that school and sent them to other schools because of the bullying and fear for their children being at that school. It's too much of a number of students in one place.
Got you. Okay. Anything else? since you waited so long, I'm going to give you. We have about 3 minutes left to go before we go to our headline news at 9 o'clock. What are your views on the gas situation? And I plan on sharing some information. I know that the representatives from Off-Reg were on Radio Cayman at one point in time. I think it may have been last week or week before last. I was a little bit disappointed, but I find that it seems as if Off-Reg is more apologetic and than anything else, and seem to be more sympathetic towards the importers of fuel into the Cayman Islands than the consumers, because they seem to find every reason why prices are high, but no reason as to why prices should be lowered down. And there's an article in the Bermuda paper. I always like to compare Bermuda because we're both overseas territories. We're also, in terms of population size, very similar. And in Bermuda, the premier of Bermuda has basically put a stop to any increases in oil. Now, it seems as if they import oil maybe 3 or 4 times for the year. So their fuel is in the ground, in the tanks for a longer period of time, something that can be monitored. I'm not sure how frequently we import fuel here in the Cayman Islands, but we should be looking at what sort of legislation that Bermuda has in place that allows the premier to be able to at least have some control over the rise in fuel.
I totally agree with you with that, and that is something that our premier should really look into. But not only with fuel, or see with food as well, because what is so alarming is that the last time I learned that dairy product is duty free. Hey, a gallon of milk in the States is $2 and change U.S. A gallon of milk here in our supermarkets are $6.30 going up. Cayman CI dollars for 1 gallon of milk. Our minimum wage is $6. People have to work more than an hour to be able to buy a gallon of milk, and I mean that is something I think our premier can change. From we are giving you a discount on or waiving the duty on it. Why on God's earth name do you have to have it so high? Yes, you need profit. Yes, you need to make that profit. But at the end of the day, if you are getting it duty free, it costs $2 and change in the States. Why it has to be $6 and change in the Cayman Islands for 1 gallon of milk? That is ridiculous. So there's a lot of things that our government needs to step up to the plate and have our people really, really at heart. And just have that compassionate love for our people to try to help and say, okay, this is too high, and to see how low minimum wage is, no, you need to bring this down. They need to manage these things. They need to look into these things. That's like the situation with housing. That's another story that I need to get at.
Okay.
Our national housing was trust. Why was it moved out of trust? It was for low income people who the bank refused. Now that refused to give a mortgage to. Now they are forcing you to go to the bank, and the bank is grabbing the same set of people who they refuse to give a mortgage to. I don't get the catch with that.
Okay.
Because if they were refusing us a loan, and that's why we went into housing fund for low-income people to give affordable homes to Caymanians, why is it now that they are pushing people off to the bank?
Okay. That's another topic for another day. Caller, I want to thank you very much. Thanks for being so patient. We've reached the top of the hour. Headline news at 9 o'clock when we return. I do believe we have other callers on hold. We will accommodate those calls, so please stay tuned.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Government reported 63 new cases of COVID-19 on Sunday and Monday, with 2 new cases in the sister islands. There are an estimated 442 active cases. The 7-day rolling average is 30. Ukrainian soldiers are successfully fighting back against invading Russian forces to reclaim ground in some parts of the country. There are reports of the Ukrainian flag being raised again in the suburb Marikiv, west of the capital. But Russian bombardment of the southern port city of Mariupol continues unabated. About 100,000 civilians remain trapped inside the city in, quote, inhumane conditions, according to the president. Volodymyr Zelensky says a humanitarian convoy has been captured by Russian forces and Ukrainian emergency workers have been taken prisoner. A Kremlin spokesman says Putin could use nuclear weapons if Russia, quote, faced an existential threat. The Pentagon calls the nuclear remarks dangerous, but says the U.S. has seen no need to change its deterrent posture. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. One caller and hold. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing okay. On the issue of Fred, I totally agree with your observation. The interaction with the public a few weeks ago was lame, to say the least. I'm wondering if they lack the teeth in terms of legislation, in terms of the resources, what have you. I mean, a matter of fact, they seem to give an indication that they're in bed with these companies because of their lack in terms of legislation or unwillingness to take it a little bit further. I mean, the only interaction you hear from them is telling you what the prices are. I mean, that's very, very lame. Mall Road, CMR can do that in a couple of seconds with people just taking a snapshot and sending it in.
I think there's an app now that you can go as well to do that. Yeah.
I don't know. Our FREG need to come a little bit better than that. If they need legislation,
yep,
they should talk to the government and get the necessary legislation in place to be more an effective mechanism or tool that would look after the interests of the people.
Yes, yes.
And secondly, I have a question on the issue of our ship registry. A couple of weeks ago in St. Vincent, a Russian ship flying Cayman flag was taken on fuel. This was reported by one of the medias. I don't remember which one it was. And it caused a stir there because of the sanction and stuff that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering what are the responsibility, if any, for our local ship registry for vessels, ships, or what have you, flying the Cayman flag.
Well, I saw if you can hang on for a second, I saw an article in the Bermuda newspaper, and one of the it is an association, not a government agency. It is an association, but they called for Bermuda Russian ships that are registered in Bermuda, that Bermuda should withdraw the red ensign flag that they're flying, that they should not allow them to fly the red ensign flag as a result of the sanctions. I'll try to find that article as well and share that with you, because whether or not the sanctions extend to the registry is another issue. But whatever the UK has in place, we're usually obligated to follow as well, since we fall under them. But I know the issue of the red ensign has been broached in Bermuda, and this particular association is requesting that those Russian owned vessels should not be allowed to fly their red ensign. Paul, any callers? Okay, good. We'll hold them for a second because here's the first article that I want to share with you in relation to the fuel prices and what I was talking to the caller about in terms of Bermuda. And this was an article on the 19th of March in the Royal Gazette newspaper. Bermuda Premier launches bid to cut the cost of gas and diesel. And it reads, a temporary freeze on gas and diesel prices and a review to try and cut the cost of fuel was yesterday announced by the Premier. David Burt, who is also the finance minister, pledged to try and reduce fuel costs next month against a backdrop of a cost of living crisis triggered by inflation and the effects of the war in Ukraine. Mr. Burt told members of Parliament he had vetoed a proposed gas price hike of 5%, an increase of 45 cents a gallon this month. The House of Assembly heard that Mr. Burt also rejected a 6.7% increase or 54 cents a gallon on diesel. The move came after a sharp rise of 56 cents per gallon for gas in the first 2 months of the year. Mr. Burt told members of Parliament, he's quoted as saying, the public may have noted that in January there was an increase of 1.7% for gasoline and an increase of 3.2% for diesel. In February, the increases were 4.9% for gasoline and 4.7% for diesel. He goes on to say, he's quoted as saying, I am pleased to advise the public that in keeping with the promise made to the people of this country, I have rejected the recommendation to increase the cost of gasoline and diesel and ordered a review that will look to see if price reductions can be made. He added, next month, it is my aim to approve a reduction in the price of gasoline and diesel. Representatives of the Ministry of Finance spoke with a fuel company, he's saying, stakeholder, and I am pleased that they have indicated their support for my decision to temporarily freeze the fuel prices. He's also quoted as saying, to do otherwise would place an undue burden on the public. Hard-working Bermudans who are now looking to renew this economy and improve personal financial situations. Jointly, fuel suppliers and the Ministry of Finance have committed to further meetings to analyze necessary changes in the pricing model that is currently being used in this area to ensure that prices can be reduced. Mr. Burt said the island was better placed than many countries to deal with fuel rises. He explained, although prices may increase over time depending on the supply chain issues, and more recently Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the situation in Bermuda is different from many other countries in the world. Due to several factors, the local fuel companies import fuel on average 3 to 4 times a year, which often results in the cost of their inventory differing from the global fuel prices, even when there is a significant change in global pricing. Mr. Burt said, essentially, the local fuel companies are often carrying inventory that is either more or less expensive than the current world fuel prices at any given time. At the present time, the fuel companies would most likely be carrying less expensive inventory, given that the fuel prices have increased fairly recently. This allows the fuel companies to successfully navigate this price freeze in the short term without significant operational impact. He's quoted as saying, "I am advised by technical officers in the Ministry of Finance that the existing practice is to adjust prices monthly, and as such, I have instructed technical officers in the Ministry of Finance to review the way in which price changes are approved with a view to reducing gasoline prices as much as possible." It goes on to say that Curtis Dickerson, the former finance minister, sent a strong signal last December that he had no plans to introduce price controls. Mr. Dickerson, who quit the post only days before the February 25th budget, said before last Christmas, "I don't see price controls coming forth. What I do see is that most of our goods are imported from Canada, the US, the UK, who are all experiencing inflation. And so, in as much as we continue to import from those countries because we do not have the natural resources to develop goods on our own, we will actually be importing inflation." I would dare say that the Cayman Islands are in a similar position when it comes to importation of goods and the fact that we're importing inflation as well. But here we see the Premier of Bermuda has some clout and at least the ability to temporarily, I say, refuse to allow any price increases in fuel. Folks, why don't we look at the Bermuda model? Why don't we look and see what sort of legislation allows the Premier of Bermuda to do that over there? And if I know a lot of you say, we don't want to be copycats and what works for one doesn't work for the other. This is in a case where it should work. Because people have been asking that question, the legitimate question, when fuel prices go up here in the Cayman Islands, whether or not that fuel is already on island or whether or not it has been imported. Like I said earlier, I don't know how often we import fuel here in the Cayman Islands. We see in Bermuda 3 to 4 times per year. That allows their regulators over there to know what's in the ground, what it costs at that time when they purchase it, and not to allow them to raise the price on fuel that they already have here that has not resulted in any additional costs to them. Again, folks, I'm asking, why can't we look at the Bermuda situation? I know in Cayman we kick up a storm about it, but we continue to go on about our own business. We pay the increases even though we complain about them. I'm doing more than complaining today. I'm saying here we have an example where they have been able to do something about it. What is so wrong with looking at their legislation? I know, for instance, in Bermuda, I've had colleagues over there in Bermuda government when I was in government, and they would call me to ask, what was being done in the Cayman Islands in relation to certain things. I remember when Bermuda was seeking to be an associate member of CARICOM. We were already an associate member of CARICOM, and they wanted information and wanted to know how we went about it. Called, and we gave them the information. That's what the overseas territories do. We share information with each other. What's working in one jurisdiction if it can work in another, it can do so. While at the same time, there are some areas that we're in competition, we're competitive in, but that does not prevent the governments from collaborating and from talking with each other. So, again, I'm going to say it. You may say I'm repeating myself. Let's look and see what Bermuda has done. Because my opinion and the opinion of others is that off-reg in the Cayman Islands is nothing but a paper tiger. No clout, no teeth, can't do anything. And every time we hear them talk about it, it is only excuses and no answers. Folks, I believe you want me to take a commercial break now because I've said enough. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Thinking of getting a hybrid but don't know much about them? Vamp Motors has 3 great reasons why you should own the Toyota CHR. Hybrid save fuel, run cleaner, reduce CO2 emissions, and even recharge their batteries while being driven. So there's no need to plug in a hybrid, making it both economical and fun to drive. And you don't have to replace your battery every 2 years. The CHR Hybrid is reliable, providing up to 1 million kilometers on the same battery and engine. Oh, and now you can save $2,000 off the Toyota CHR, starting at only $33,500.
That's way more than 3 reasons.
True, but the best one is that it's on sale now. Test drive the Toyota CHR today at Vamp Motors, Walkers Road, while stocks last.
The number one sports shop is your number one best choice for all of your sports training needs. At the number one sports shop, you'll find sporting goods from the world-famous Nike and Puma brands, training tops, compression tops and bottoms, shoes, and for after the game relaxation, slippers. And there's men and women's sportswear apparel. And while you're there, explore the number one shoe shop. And there are a wide variety of women and men's shoes and a grand selection of women's handbags. The number one sports shop and the number one shoe shop on Hospital Road in Georgetown, 949-5595.
Tune in Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. for the Daily Sports Report, covering local, regional, and international sports. Proudly brought to you by Dr. Wayne Porter, offering a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today.
Raising children is costly. That is why each year the Ministry of Education provides, through its Early Childhood Assistance Program, funding to assist Caymanian children to attend an early childhood center. For early childhood funding assistance, call the Early Childhood Care and Education Unit at 244-3155 or 936-0267, or download an application form from the ministry's website at www.gov.ky/education and email the completed form to ecap@gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I have a caller. I have a few WhatsApp messages as well. So let me just do the WhatsApp message first. This one came in quite a while ago. And it says, good morning, OC. I agree with the caller who called in about the schools. I've always asked the same question. Why put our primary school students amongst the high school students? And that's where all of the bullying comes in. And some of the primary school students are so small, they're much smaller than those in the high schools, and that in itself puts them at a disadvantage. But the bullying is this writer's concern as well, and that is definitely a legitimate concern. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning. Good morning.
I had a call back when I heard you just before the break, and you're so right about the off-reg. What puzzles me is fuel prices go up by the barrel or whatever you want, and then they go up here. When they drop, they go up here again. They never come down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, what is off-reg really doing? Just sitting there collecting money from government? I mean, they're supposed to be open and transparent, but they're not. They tell you that they're supposed to know the prices. The fuel company's supposed to give them the prices of what they pay for it, and we've never ever heard what that is.
Yeah, there's an article in the Cayman News Service has put an article out. Off-reg still has no policy to address gas prices. And if I get an opportunity, I will share that as well, because that's coming from a local perspective. I shared with you, what Bermuda is doing. But I will share that. So thanks for that. Continue to listen, and we'll hear what that article has said as well. Okay.
Take care.
You too. We have another caller. I'll take that caller, but I'm alternating between WhatsApp messages and calls as well. And this person says, good morning. The caller addressing tourism. Sorry. Oh, whoa. I got the wrong one. Bear with me, folks. Please bear with me. Okay. Says, good morning, OC. Last week, Wednesday, Prime Minister Mia Mottley of Barbados announced zero tariffs on electric car imports and effected a 16 cents reduction at the pumps. So again, we see the heads of governments, another government with the clout to do so. Of course, Barbados is independent. It says on the same day, St. Croix announced a commitment to go totally solar in 9 months. And then they go on to say our off-reg seems to work as part of the utility industry. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning, For the Record.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Pretty good, man. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. We need not ask about gas prices over there.
Yeah,
we know the story on that.
But I'm afraid to talk about it. Yeah, but see, it's very not strange, but with this off-reg, whoever it is that running that. That's a big joke, in a sense, because, I mean, what purpose they have there? What's the purpose of them being there? That's what I would like to know. It's to regulate prices on fuel or the gas or that we burn?
Well, I believe it's more than to regulate prices. It's to regulate the activities to ensure that those entities that fall under their remit are complying with the law. I think they have also a licensing capacity or remit as well, where they issue certain licenses and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah. But I mean, the bag of money that whoever it is in charge that they're getting, shouldn't that be the for the public?
Well, I think whatever fees they collect, that goes into government coffers. They're not allowed to keep that themselves or to reinvest it.
Is the government that ripping us off then?
When you say ripping us off, I think the government, in many instances, they try to pass on what they can. in terms of savings to the public. But at the same time, now, remember, now we place a lot of demands on our government as well in terms of the services that we want too. So somebody has to pay for those as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if the government, why have to put a middleman in between there for them to regulate it? Why the government just do that themselves?
Well, yeah, well, I was going to answer that, but the answer that I was going to give was going to totally contradict what I was calling for, that the premier should have more clout, or we need to look at legislation to see how Bermuda is able to do it. At least the premier is able to temporarily veto any price increase. But at the same time, the answer to your question was because the governments want to hand more things over to public entities rather than ministers themselves being involved in it. If you notice now, with the new legislation that we have and things of that nature, that ministers, members of parliament are not allowed to serve on boards, let's say like the work permit board, the planning board, and things of that nature. They're not allowed to be on those anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What the woman, the president of Barbados,
Mia Motley?
Did you not say that she dropped the prices with gas?
Yeah, but I also pointed out that Barbados is an independent country where the executive, has certainly much more power, as the executive, and this may even fall under her portfolio as well. But there is no question that there are governments out there who at times must step in, feel that it is incumbent upon them to step in to bring things under control. There are some countries, and sometimes the Cayman Islands fall into that bracket, where we believe that we should let market forces dictate everything. But in Cayman, the question is it the market forces that are dictating, or is it those persons, the merchant class, the business class who are in control? Are they the ones that are dictating it rather than market forces themselves? Huh?
Well, just to change the subject slightly, one supplier in Grand Cayman is selling the flour, the same manufactured flour, at $28, and one is selling a bag of flour for $22.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the flour is supposed to be duty free. Now, tell me how that works, because if it's the same type of same manufactured flour,
mm-hmm.
one is or both supposed to be getting it in duty free, but one is selling it for $28 a bag for 50 pounds. One is selling it for $22.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a difference of $6.
But if you had a choice, which one are you going to go to?
Exactly. What
But here's the other twist to that. If the one that's selling it at 22 won't extend credit to you, but the one that's selling it at 28 will extend credit to you, let's say 30-day line of credit or whatever, because of that credit, you're going to go to the one that's at 28 simply because it's a little bit more convenient, so they may be charging you for that. But if you have cash in hand, you're going to go to the one that sells it the lowest.
We pay cash.
Yeah.
Cash.
Yeah. No, I wasn't saying you in particular. I was just using that in general terms.
I see.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a small country compared to Barbados. Barbados got about 300-something thousand people.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We don't about 70,000 people, 72,000 people.
Yeah.
I mean, do we have a lot of people that live in here? I mean, but I just don't understand what purpose are they really serving? Because I mean, they must be getting something out of it.
Yeah.
They're not doing it for free.
Who that is? When you say they,
the off-ridge.
No, I wouldn't go that far to say that they're getting anything out of it. They're statutory authority, and they're governed by certain things. I just believe that the legislation that they have that governs them and what they're allowed to do does not have enough teeth. But I'll share the article, so continue to listen because I will share the article from our Cayman News Service. You take care, stay safe. We do have a caller in hold. When we return, we will take that caller, so please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
JN Money, money touchdown. Send the money now, reach wow. You say you need some money, JN Money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash or use a money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
You can now book and pay online for your certified lateral flow test at www.hsa.ky/appointment. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Certified LFTs are $25 per test per person. HSA's testing center is located at 131 Center, McClendon Drive, behind Foster's Airport. Walk-ins for certified LFTs are also available. Need a PCR test for travel? These are now only $75. Visit hsa.ky/appointment for more information.
The Ministry of Education invites all eligible Caymanians to apply for an Education Council Local Scholarship for the 2022-2023 academic year. To apply for a local scholarship or learn more about the various scholarship offerings, please visit the Scholarship Secretariat Unit's website at www.moescholarships.gov.ky. Applications close on Saturday, April 30th, 2022.
Something big is coming to Radio Cayman.
How you heard? Well, what is it?
For 3 days only, April 5th to 7th.
I know what it is, but I can't tell you. Ma, you don't know? How you know?
You don't want to miss this.
Well, hurry up and tell us now.
Radio Cayman is offering something big for all our advertisers. Contact RC Sales at gov.ky or get in touch with your account executive to learn more.
So you're really not going to tell us?
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. The studio is full of guests this morning. And the studio is the whole Cayman Islands and those listening are foreign as well. So, you, our guests, we're allowing you to have your say. And the caller that we have on hold now, we're going to let that caller have their say as well. So, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am grateful. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Have a question for you.
Okay.
First. I hope you know the answer.
I hope I can answer it.
Well, I know.
If not, I'll cheat and find it.
Yes, I was going to say, and I know if Dr. Steve is listening, he'd know. And after that, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
I can give you a whole new topic for calls.
Okay.
So the question is, there's a quote. To my equals, I debate. To all others, I teach. But I can't remember who said it. Do you?
No.
Dr. Steve more likely knows that answer. I think it was.
So it's to my equals, I debate.
I debate.
Mm-hmm.
To all others, I teach.
Okay.
And I think you know what the morale of that is.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
Okay. But if Dr. Steve is listening, I'm sure he'll let us know.
Yeah, I'll have it for you in a second.
Okay. And while you're doing that, I'm going to put you on the spot now.
Okay.
And don't shut me down.
No. I don't think I've shut down. Have I shut down anybody yet this morning?
I don't know. Maybe not this morning, but this is particularly to you.
Okay.
You know that January for Heroes Day, there would have been awards given for the pioneers of the uniform branches. And you, among others, I couldn't think of more deserving recipients. And I am very sure that you have been nominated and that nomination or those nominations have been accepted. I know that you're a very humble human being and you didn't do what you did, to be in the limelight. But sometimes, while you may not be that sort of person, you also have to give thought to the fact that your family might like to enjoy that. And when your obituary is written, I think it would be a proud moment for them to include your accolades. So I am now putting you on the spot, and I don't want to hear any no's. I guess all I want to hear is that you turned up and you received your insignia, award, whatever it is that was selected to be bestowed upon you. And so there's no argument there.
But you don't want to hear from me, right?
Sorry?
I say you don't want to. You do want to hear me respond to it, right?
I only want you to respond in the
affirmative.
Affirmative.
And I'm unable to do that.
Well, I didn't. This is not a matter of choice for you. I did warn you that I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay.
And for those who are listening, I now encourage them to endorse what I've just done and call in and put you further on the spot. Okay.
Because
too many times we hear about these things, and then when you know who the recipients are, we are not pleased about most of them. And the big question is, well, what did they do to deserve it? So I'm now.
Something happened there, Paul. Lost the caller. Oh, okay, we lost the caller. So one of our listeners has actually beat me to it in terms of the quote, I only debate my equals, all others. I teach John Henrik Clark. And we'll tell you more about John Henrik Clark as well. We do have another caller on hold. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, OC, I believe I had know about that before you, but I endorse in you as well. I know where you're coming from. And like what that lady said, a lot of times people that's supposed to be recognized are not recognized, but I'm thankful this time around that the protocol office saw who was very deserving of the award. So I congratulate you too, Osley.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I think
we need to hear from Alfonso. Also, if you can give me Alfonso's number sometime during the day, I'll appreciate it.
Okay, I'm sure he may be listening. I shouldn't say that because he's working now. So, government should have someone monitoring all of the talk shows to get some feedback in terms of what people are saying and stuff like that. But we'll get that to you one way or the other. Okay. All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Make sure the woman says don't answer her back.
Yes. No, I am extremely grateful for the opportunity that I was given by the government of the Cayman Islands, to work for them, even though just being able to do that was in itself a struggle. And the first department that I went in to, I found out later on that there were some racist sentiments in there because one of our quote-unquote bright minds that we always bring from the UK didn't realize that someone was sitting at a table that knew me and was talking about this Caymanian who was working in the immigration department. He says, smart, but as black as the ace of spades. Now, I don't mind being called black, but to me, the person saying that means that they're looking at the person's skin, color of their skin, more than at their intellect, and took the two and had to combine the two together. So I had my struggles. I persevered. I had governors who encouraged me. I had ministers who encouraged me. I had heads of the civil service who encouraged me as well. Civil service has been extremely good to me. I gave it my all. I gave it my best in many instances, wearing more than one hat, and I'm extremely thankful. And that is all OC needs. I don't need any further recognition. I appreciate the people who recognize me for what I have done. I appreciate them. I will continue to appreciate them, and I will continue to try to make them proud. Caller, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning. See, I told you were going to shut me down.
It wasn't me. Like Shaggy said, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Yes, it wasn't me. But for all those who know me, you know I'm like the little thing in that cartoon, Bugs Bunny cartoon. You know, the time they ran over and flattened him out. That stops me. But anyway, I was about to ask you if you were able to find whose quote that was.
Yeah, actually, one of our listeners found it before. John Henrik Clark, Henrik Clark, and he was, of course, a black person. And I'll find more about him as well.
And I'm surprised you didn't ask me why I asked the question.
No.
But since you didn't ask, I was listening to your comments to your last caller, talking about race. And the reason I brought that up is because I've been following the congressional confirmation of the historical nomination that my beloved President Biden made for the Supreme Court. And in listening to the very disrespectful and condescending comments that are being posed to this esteemed woman, it made me remember this quote. And the way in which she's handling herself with class, grace, and intellect. You know, I wish everyone could have an opportunity to listen to it and to watch it.
Yeah, in watching it, sorry to interrupt you, in watching it, some of the times when, you know, some of those silly questions that were asked, I sort of like put myself in her position, and I said, you know what, I would have got up and said, you know, you all can take this job and shove it.
No,
but that's what they would want. That's what they would want to happen. You know, yes, yeah.
To do, or baiting her to explode.
Yes, yeah. And angry black woman, yeah.
Right, and you know what? Let's take woman out of it. She's black.
Yeah.
And you spoke of it just now about on your job, and that's all the more reason why you need to show those people. See, my blackness didn't stop me from showing what I'm capable of doing. Because too many times, and it is still going on, that we are looked at and only judged and placed because of the color of our skin. I put up with that throughout my career, and I didn't work for the civil service, but it was everywhere that I went. And what was worse is if you were a woman of color, and then added to that, a Caymanian woman. Okay? Sad, and it still exists, and it has gotten worse. So that is one of the reasons you should take a different approach to it and go and receive your award. Okay? My father went through the same thing, and I think everyone remembers him. He went through the same thing, and like you, a very humble soul, you know? Wouldn't have bothered himself either, but he left 8 of us behind. And we know that he's deserving of many things. He made history in Cayman. Just like you, he broke those glass ceilings too. You need to let people remember, because this is history. This is our history. that we hope that one day our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren will be taught.
Well, the thing is, caller, I haven't finished yet.
Okay.
I haven't finished yet. So when I'm finished, people will have the opportunity then. I may not be able to hear it, but they will. I'm not finished yet. I still have a lot to offer this country in one way or the other, and I hope I'm doing it through this medium as well. I want to thank you very much. Got to go to the commercial break now.
Okay, quickly. John Henrik Clark, was he an attorney?
No, he was an educator. He was was a black nationalist, Pan-Africanist, and he was a pioneer in the formation of African studies in the United States.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, caller. Folks, we're going to take the last commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
Groundwater is invisible, but its impact is visible everywhere. Groundwater is a significant part of available fresh water in the world. What we do on the surface matters underground. On March 22nd, join the Water Authority in commemorating World Water Day by playing your part in protecting groundwater. Here are some simple but important steps you can take every day. Put your household waste in the garbage for collection by the Department of Environmental Health. Do not dump vehicle fluids or industrial waste, but dispose of them properly. Limit your use of pesticides and fertilizers, or don't use these products at all. Do not use storm drains to dispose of waste. Maintain your wastewater treatment system. Let's make our groundwater go from being invisible to visible this World Water Day.
Mama, Dada, Anna, Uncle, please go get your COVID-19 booster shot and take care of yourself. You're the reason I got vaccinated.
You must practice social distancing and proper hand hygiene and never forget your mask. Help me, help you. Get your COVID-19 booster shot and take care of conditions that make you vulnerable. Get boosted. We're in this together.
Visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus to learn more.
Let me tell you something. I've been fishing our island since I was a boy, and it's getting harder and harder to get a good catch. Maybe it's because there are so many more people in Cayman than ever before. Maybe it's because of how the climate is changing. I don't know about that, but I do know that I want to be able to keep fishing and teach my children to fish one day as well. So it makes sense to me that we have certain areas and certain times of the year to fish for certain things. This year, a new rule was placed on fishing for grouper that says no one can fish for nass or grouper anywhere in Cayman from December 1st to April 30th while they're spawning. There is also no fishing allowed at all for any kinds of fish in the spawning zones, and no scuba diving there either. It feels unfair not to be allowed to fish where my dad taught me to fish, but I know that being patient now means we can keep fishing for many more generations. We're all in this together, right?
For more info, download the Cayman DOE app or visit doe.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. This is going to be our last caller. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning to you, sir. Morning.
How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you, sir. Couldn't be better. Nice spirited talk today. And, you know, I'm going to go back in history. I'm going to go back to World War I, when my grand uncle was in Sudan in the British Armed Forces. And that is when the plague, the same thing that started in what they call the Spanish flu, but it wasn't the Spanish flu. It began in Haxel County, Kansas. It was killing off so many people. And officers were dying. And he had joined from Jamaica. And they offered him a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
But they said, you will have to say that you're English, because he was a white man. And he said, well, you can keep it. I'm a West Indian. And I will not be telling the world that I'm an Englishman when I'm a West Indian. He had to be true to himself.
Okay.
So he refused the promotion in Sudan in the middle of World War I. And I just read recently where P&O Line in England, 800 employees running the ferries, like between Ireland and Northern Ireland and other routes.
Dismissed all of them.
800.
Yep.
Right? All in the name of cheap labor.
Yep.
All in the name of cheap labor and profits. And when I see here what's happening in the hospitality industry and also other industries here, and the importation of cheap labor, which no government, including this one, has adequately addressed the scourge and the damnation on our country when you force people to work for cheap labor. And having, again, seen firsthand in other countries that are beginning to learn that everyone must thrive or no one survives.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Got about 1 more minute left.
At all levels. Yes, sir. I know I'm late. I'm always late. And what is happening is that we are being pushed, as it were, to the proverbial back of the bus. And unless we pay people a proper salary, unless we have access to the beaches, government is now want to dartize the governor's beach, because I saw the people down there myself. I went down, I heard it. They want to do there like what they were trying to do down at Smith Barcadere. All for the cruise ships, all for the foreigners, not for the Caymanians.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to stop. And if we need more demonstrations, I call the people. We are fighting for our beach accesses. They passed legislation. They've gone to amend the laws they didn't get through in 2020. On November the 30th, they sent it back to the Attorney General to redraft so that they can give DART and others the promises they made in that 4-DART agreement signed on December the 15th, 2011. And these are things that are not addressed, and we have to address them.
Got you.
Have to address them.
Got
I will
you.
let you go, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay.
And we need the T out of PAC, transparency.
Okay, got you.
We're not getting it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. I'm going to share this one with you as well. This one says you've just hit the nail on the head concerning why Caymanians are having a hard time breaking through the glass ceiling. No, actually, an iron ceiling in the workplace. This crisis is due to the existence of more and more non-Caymanians becoming HR managers or directors and or managing directors, CEOs, or decision makers in the private sector. This is partially due to many of those being, quote, new Caymanians or new PR holders. Those folks are looking out for their own people or those who they associate with as at happy hours, parties, or on the golf course. This is yet another avenue for the marginalization of Caymanians in the workplace. If this is not addressed soon, it will blow up in our faces as a sad warning of things to come. I think I have enough time that I can share this off-reg article with you as well. And this is a Cayman News Service article written on the 17th of March. Off-reg still has no policy to address gas prices. The article starts by saying more than 5 years after the Utility Regulation and Competition Office Off-reg was established, it is still determining the best approach to regulate the price of fuel at the pump in Cayman, as this issue is one of its primary goals. Duke Monroe, Off-reg's executive director of fuels, has said that the regulator continues to work towards determining the best regulatory model for the jurisdiction based on public concerns and what makes economic sense. He said Off-reg was still considering recommendations about what the oil importers and the government can do right now to manage the surge in prices relating to the current geopolitical situation. Appearing on Radio Cayman's Talk Today program hosted by Dwayne Sterling Ebanks, he said that the regulator currently monitors local food prices to ensure they broadly align with the global price trends. They then check that there is not a significant difference between the price at the wholesale that the wholesalers paid for the fuel when it is imported and the price at the pump. If those prices go beyond the traditional margins, the regulator can direct entities to address that. However, Off-reg does not impose any price controls. Sounds voluntary. Despite broad concerns that Off-reg is not protecting consumers, Monroe said the regulator was committed to the people of the Cayman Islands and denied being out of touch with the realities and impacts of fuel prices. It's quoted as saying, "We are on the ball with these things despite some of our limitations." Well, tell us what those limitations are so that we can correct them, so that we can address those limitations. Those are my words, folks. He said, maintaining that fuel was efficiently managed and regulated because the wholesalers are obligated by law to share with Off-reg the quantity, quality, and prices they pay. Yes, they share them with you. But after they share them with you, what is it that you can do, Mr. Off-reg? That's my question again. With prices rising in the world market since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, as well as the fallout from the pandemic, Monroe said prices in the Cayman Islands are based on the details that Off-reg reviews based on the information from the importers. He said the issue was complex, but Off-reg takes its obligations to ensure the prices at the pump are based on the cost of the product as it comes in very seriously. He accepted that there were concerns about how and when prices increase. We are looking at ways we can bring some more clarity and be more transparent, he said. Well, I can't read the rest of the article to you, but they have been looking for 5 years now, and they may need bifocal or trifocal or whatever focal lens to be able to see what it is that they need to see. Whereas we, the public here, who many don't have to wear glasses, can certainly see it, not only see it, but feel it. You see it at the pump, but you feel it in your pockets as well. And again, Off-reg and those who are in charge, look and see what legislation Bermuda has, what allows them to do what their premier said that he has done and he will continue to do. Folks, it's been a great day this morning. Been able to have you all participate. I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today, and as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast.